What's going on, everyone? How you doing? Ron here with Ronnie's Rundown. So in today's video, we got a good one. So in this clickbait title, it says Elon will fix Canada. And what I meant by that is Elon will actually fix parts of Canada. And I want to show you this article that I saw on Twitter that kind of sparked my interest a lot because I used to work for Bell Canada, and the price is tanking and subscribers are down 69%. So check out this Twitter, this article. Let's get into the video. So check it out. A post made by Made in Canada. So breaking news, Bell Canada is canceling a $32 million contract to expand high-speed internet and cell service in Canada, but instead we'll be investing that money into the United States. So I'll give you a quick brief summary of what's happening here. So Bell Canada in 2022, they had a bid and a contract to build internet services, towers for internet and for cellular services, and none of it. The deal costed about $32 million in 2022. Fast forward to today, I think it's going to cost, I think 106 million. We'll get into the exact details, but looking at the comments here, I completely agree, especially with the Liberal government and new government in place. That's a slap in the face to the elbows up crowd. So sirens should be blaring across Canada at news like this. Does anyone care? Nobody wants to invest in Canada anymore. 100%. So, a couple of months ago, well, they did scrap the capital gains tax in Canada. So imagine your business and you're looking to expand into a country. Maybe you've got a great offering. Would you want to come to Canada and possibly, let's say, for a lot of people who are, think about the mentality of investing into a home, and that home becomes an asset when you retire, etc. And then all of a sudden you hear a 69% capital gains tax that could be done on your primary residence. Okay. So, anyways, thank you, liberals. Imagine having news like that. When I heard that news, thank God it got scrapped. But who knows? It might come back. But imagine hearing news like that. And there's actually a great mayor or governor, I think Ron DeSantis in Florida, who said this.
No, you should own your property free and clear. I think to say that someone that's been in their house for 35 years just has to keep ponying up money, that is not. You don't own your home if that's the case. So yes, of course, I'd like to see people be able to owe free and clear. And it's interesting because it's like you if I go to Best Buy and buy a flat screen TV and put it on the wall, I got to pay a sales tax on it, right? But I don't keep paying tax on it every year. I mean, it's just not. That's not how we do things. It's like, okay, if you're going to tax something, you tax it at the transaction, and then let people actually enjoy their private property free and clear of the government. So that, I think, is the vision. That's the philosophical insight. The math doesn't. It just doesn't add up, and I think that's why people want relief.
Anyways, I was Ron DeSantis from Florida. Getting a little off topic here, but capital gains tax, etc. The price of the home, the 2028 vision for Florida. If that happens, I'll gladly move to the United States and to Florida. Anyways, some of the comments here, I 100% agree here. Like this one, shocking. Bell Canada dumps Canada for the U.S. More companies to flee. Carney's inflation plan, total zilch. Debt skyrocketing. 100%. And what I meant by Elon can fix this is because of Starlink. So they've already lost to Starlink anyways. All ISPs in Canada, they just don't know it yet. So when Starlink, well, this really depends on the CRTC. So if the CRTC allows Elon's company and Starlink to come into Canada in other areas other than just rural areas, because think about what's happening with Bell Canada. In order for Bell Canada to serve this area, none of it that used to cost $32 million for a contract now costs, I think, $109 million. You have to set up the proper infrastructure. You got to lease the area where you're going to put up that cell tower. So that's a monthly cost. The labor involved, the towers, the digging, putting in fiber, etc. How much is that going to cost? Bringing fiber to a main box, distributing it to multiple homes. How much is that going to cost? What if you were to have Elon's company, Starlink, a satellite that's already in the orbit? Maybe they have to reposition or deploy X amount for none of it. what's going to be faster, what's going to cost less. Okay, well, maybe the initial cost for Starlink and the satellites, yeah, it costs a lot, but they have the technology. It's not going to take you years and years and years to deploy this. You have a satellite up there, you connect none of it your way, and you're done. Okay, so let's get into the article here. So Bell Canada scraps Labrador high-speed internet project, plans to invest into the U.S. Okay, I highlighted some details here. So Bell Canada's cancellation of a $32 million contract to expand high-speed internet and cell services on Labrador's north coast comes as a telecommunications giant has confirmed plans to expand southward in the United States. More companies fleeing Canada to go to the U.S. Smart. Anyways, on May 6th, the government announced Bell Canada canceled the contract for the project, which came to the Inuit government as a shocking and deep disappointment. So, anyways, it used to cost 30 some million, 32 million. Now it's going to cost 110 million. And as well, a key thing that they mentioned here is Bell subscription numbers in the region have declined by 69%. So Bell Canada is losing a lot of subscribers and a lot of money. So I used to be subscribed to Bell Canada, and I was paying about $115 for one cell phone plan. One cell phone plan. Like the amount of money that they're gouging compared to the US. And I think some people were making comments like this is the reason why Bell Canada didn't want the US companies like T-Mobile, Verizon, the US companies to come into Canada because their all you can eat data plans and cell phone plans were so low cost. If you go to the United States, you could get plans for so cheap. I used to have a US plan. It was $80. I could call US and Canada unlimited internet, and that was 7 years ago. The reason why I got it was because of the data internet plans were so cheap. While I think I was with Rogers or Bell at the time. I was paying $120 for 20 megabits. Okay, 20. It was something ridiculous. I forgot how much it was, but it just didn't make sense. So I had to get a US plan. Anyways, what else does it say here? Here's a key point, and this is what I mean by Elon and Starlink can fix these issues. Access to reliable high-speed telecommunications is not a luxury. It is a necessity for our communities. Okay, so the same day. So, anyways, Bell Canada is purchasing this company called Ziply Fiber, which helps bring high-speed internet to underserved communities south of the border. So I think the whole transaction costs about $7 billion. But if you look, check this chart out. This chart is from April 2022, and even from 2024. Okay, the Bell subscribers. I think what's happening is there's a lot of fear that if you Google and Google's AI comes up with the answer of what's going on with Bell subscriber numbers, why are they losing so much? Why is the stock down so much? The subscriber rate and the churn. Look at this. From 2022, it's down 63%. Okay, just even from 2024. Okay, let's go 2024 right here. Wow. Okay, August of 2024. Let's check this chart out. You're down 41%. Good luck, Bell Canada. And the easy thing is, and for you non-tech savvy people out there, let's say you wanted a cellular phone and used a Starlink plan. Okay, so let's say you have a Starlink dish out there and you wanted a cellular phone plan or to use voice services to call. You could use data voice. So basically, you got your Starlink dish out there. You have an app on your phone that uses the internet to call or make voice calls. And there's articles from UMA out there on how to do it. So how to add home phone service to Starlink satellite internet. It's very easy. And I think there's a lot of guides out there on YouTube. So here's an AI overview, and I just put something simple, Bell Canada losing customers. And it says, yes, Bell Canada has experienced a decline in customer base for certain services, particularly postpaid mobile activations and overall revenue. And it just kind of goes over like where Bell Canada is losing. Bell reported a 4.49 million high-speed internet customers, a decrease from previous periods. Bell has also decreased in TV subscribers from 2.13 million subscribers in 2024. Other factors, Bell also faced pressure on wireless prices and higher customer churn, meaning canceling services. Revenue is impacted. BCE operating revenues for the third quarter were down compared to the previous. They continue cost cutting, etc., market share. And here it says, while Bell has a significant market share in Canada, Rogers is the largest wireless operator with 34% compared to 28% each for Bell and TELUS. So Bell and TELUS own 28% of the market. Rogers 34%. What's going to happen when Tesla, Starlink comes in? Okay, because once they get their foot in the door with none of it, what's going to happen? They'll probably, the government might allow, but who knows? Like bureaucracy, politics, etc. Who knows what's going to happen? But here's a little AI overview of Google, and I put Starlink 10 gig plan. So the 10 gig plan is available for $10 or something like that, $10 in the US or $20 in the US. You get a 10 gig plan, no contract, Starlink. You're up and running. Any phone. You don't have to be with a Verizon locked phone, an AT&T, a T-Mobile locked phone. You subscribe, no contract, 10 gig, something like $20 or $10 a month. But here's what the opposition. This is between Bell, Starlink, and the CRTC. So the CRTC regulates, says yes or no, Starlink could come in. So this is Bell Canada's argument. Bell Canada and Northwestel, so the main telecommunications provider in the region, are lobbying the CRTC to exclude. So they don't want Starlink in here. They don't want their program in here, according to the Telecom Review Canada. So SpaceX, their counter argument, playing straightforward, conservative response, just a normal response saying, hey, look, Starlink's parent company argues that excluding Starlink from the subsidy would leave residents with fewer options and higher internet cost, according to Telecom Review Canada. Because like I said, you have a satellite up there, feed the people that need it, okay, done. Okay, let the CRTC make that decision, and if they don't, who knows? I think the main reason is because of Bell Canada, right? It's going to affect the pricing. So over here, it just talks a little bit more about it. Right here, it says Bell Canada and Westel, who argue that Starlink's existing pricing model in the areas doesn't necessitate subsidies, while SpaceX, Starlink's parent company, argues that excluding them would leave these areas with fewer affordable options. Okay, what do people want in that area? They just want something that works, internet, build it fast, and that's cheap. Okay, not something that's expensive that's going to take years to build. Anyways, the CRTC is evaluating the situation and has not yet made a final decision on whether to include Starlink subsidy program, according to the Telecom Review of Canada. Anyways, that's it for the video. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Starlink? What do you think about Elon coming into Canada, helping out these people, and none of it? Are you for it? Are you against it? Bell Canada losing money, Bell Canada taking the business and going to the US. Do you like it? What are your thoughts? Are you liberal? Are you conservative, etc.? I'm for Elon. I'm for Starlink serving those communities with internet. Build it fast. Get the satellite up, get it running, give them what they want at a fair cost. Because just imagine like someone like Bell Canada tell us building a tower, getting the lease. It's not just building a tower. You got to build the infrastructure. It's going to take a while, laying all the fiber underneath the ground, etc. It's going to cost a lot and it's going to take a lot of time. So anyways, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Let me know your thoughts and I'll see you in the next one.